I have exactly 90 seconds to decide if I'm going to kill a man. Not just any man, the man I saved from drowning. The man who kidnapped me. The man I'm somehow falling in love with. His name is Hyun Wukong, and he's a billionaire Korean mafia boss who's been lying to me since the moment I pulled him out of the Willamette River and breathed life back into his lungs. Right now, I'm standing in his mansion, a gun in my shaking hands, while he's on his knees in front of me, telling me to pull the trigger. If you don't trust me, he says, then end this now. But I do trust him. Even though I shouldn't. Even though everything says he's dangerous. Even though the FBI agent standing behind me just told me Hyun Woo killed my mother 12 years ago. But how did a simple nurse from Portland end up here? It all started 7 days ago, when I made one decision that destroyed my entire life. If you want to know whether I pulled that trigger, you have to subscribe right now. Hit that like button and buckle up because this story has more twists than a Korean drama. Drop a fire in the comments if you're already hooked, and let's go back to day 1. The summer storm hit Portland's Willamette River without warning. I shouldn't have been there at 11 p.m., but my double shift at the hospital had run late, and the riverside path was my shortcut home. At 24, I'd walked this route 1,000 times, my nurse's scrub still smelling of antiseptic, my feet aching in worn sneakers. Then I heard it, a splash. Heavy. Deliberate. My heart stopped. Through the rain, I saw him, a figure in the black water, face down, sinking. No struggle. No fight. God, no. I didn't think. My feet moved before my brain caught up. I kicked off my shoes and dove in. The cold knocked the air from my lungs. The current was stronger than I expected, pulling at my scrubs, dragging me down. But I reached him, this stranger, and hooked my arm around his chest. He was heavy. Muscular. Deadweight. I kicked hard, my nursing training screaming at me, get him to shore. Check airway. Breathing. Circulation. Somehow, God knows how, I dragged him onto the muddy bank. In the dim streetlight, I finally saw his face. Beautiful. Impossibly beautiful. Sharp jawline, rain-slicked black hair, lips slightly parted. Asian features. Mid-30s maybe. Expensive suit, now ruined. Not breathing. No, no, no. I tilted his head back, checked his airway, and started compressions. Don't you dare die on me. 30 compressions. 2 rescue breaths. His lips were cold against mine. Again. Again. Come on. He convulsed. Water spewed from his mouth as he turned, coughing violently. His eyes flew open, dark, sharp, unfocused. And then they locked on me. For a moment, neither of us moved. Rain poured down. The city lights blurred in the background. His hands suddenly shot up and gripped my wrist, tight, defensive, dangerous. You're safe, I gasped. You almost drowned. I'm a nurse. You're safe. His grip loosened slightly. He stared at me like he was seeing a ghost. Or an angel. Or something he couldn't quite believe. Who? His voice was rough, accented. Korean. Who are you? Camila. My name is Camila. We need to get you to a hospital. No. He sat up abruptly, still holding my wrist. No hospital. You almost died. You could have water in your lungs, you could. I said no. The authority in his voice was absolute. This wasn't a man used to being questioned. But I wasn't afraid. I was angry. Listen, I don't know if you jumped or fell, but I just risked my life to save yours, so you're going to let me make sure you don't die in the next 2 hours from secondary drowning, understand? Something flickered in his eyes. Surprise, maybe. Amusement. You have fire, he murmured in that accented voice. What did you say your name was? Camila Johnson. He repeated it slowly, like tasting wine. Camila. A black SUV suddenly screeched to a halt nearby. Doors flew open. 3 men in suits rushed toward us, guns visible under their jackets. My blood turned to ice. Boss. The first man fell to his knees. We saw the car go into the water, we thought. I'm alive. The stranger's voice was cold now. Commanding. Thanks to her. All three men turned to look at me. I was still on my knees in the mud, soaking wet, trembling from cold and adrenaline. Take me home, the stranger said, finally releasing my wrist. And bring her. What? No, I started to stand, but he was already being helped up by his men. He turned back to me, and even drenched and nearly dead, he radiated power. You saved my life, Camila Johnson. That makes you my responsibility now. You're coming with me until I'm certain you're safe. Safe? I'm the one who saved you. And now everyone on this riverbank has seen it. Which means you're in danger. From what? His smile was sharp. Predatory. From everyone who wants me dead. Before I could process that, one of the men wrapped a jacket around my shoulders, and I was being guided, firmly, toward the SUV. This was insane. I should scream. Run. But something in his dark eyes held me frozen. Who are you? I whispered. He leaned close, water still dripping from his hair, smelling of river and something expensive, cologne, maybe. My name is Hyun Woo Kong, he said quietly. And you just saved the wrong man's life, beautiful girl. Before we continue with what happens next, if you're already hooked by Camila and Hyun Woo's story, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss our dark romance stories. Now, let's see what happens when Camila enters the dangerous world of a mafia boss. The SUV ride was silent except for the rain hammering the roof. I sat between two stone-faced men while Hyun Woo was in the front passenger seat, on the phone speaking rapid Korean. His voice shifted between cold commands and something that sounded like reassurance. We'd left Portland proper and were heading into the West Hills, where the millionaires lived in gated estates. I need to call my roommate, I said. She'll worry. The man to my left, young, baby-faced despite his gun, glanced at Hyun Woo. Give her your phone, Min Jun. Min Jun handed me an iPhone. Brand new. I called Tasha with shaking hands. Girl, where are you? She answered. You said you'd be home by midnight. I'm okay. Something came up. A patient needed help. I'll explain tomorrow. Cammy, you sound weird. Are you? I'm fine. I promise. Love you. I hung up before she could press further. Hyun Woo glanced back at me. Good girl. No details. I'm not a dog, I snapped. And you can't just kidnap me. I'm protecting you. From what? You still haven't explained. The SUV suddenly swerved. Gunshots cracked through the air. Down, someone yelled. I was shoved to the floor, a body covering mine as the SUV accelerated. More gunshots. The rear window exploded in a shower of glass. My ears rang. My heart felt like it would burst from my chest. Lost them, the driver said in English. The weight lifted off me. Min Jun helped me back onto the seat, his young face apologetic. Sorry, miss. I couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe. Hyun Woo turned fully in his seat now, his dark eyes scanning me. Are you hurt? I shook my head, mute. I told you. Dangerous. He didn't sound smug. Just tired. You're safe with me. That's insane, people just shot at us. And they'll do worse if they know you're connected to me. So until I neutralize the threat, you stay close. Understand? Tears burned my eyes, but I blinked them back. I wouldn't cry. Not in front of these men. What are you? I whispered. Mafia? His smile was humorless. Among other things. The estate was massive. Modern architecture, all glass and sharp angles, surrounded by forest. Armed guards at the gate. Cameras everywhere. I was escorted inside by a stern older woman who introduced herself as Mrs. Lim, the housekeeper. Poor thing, you're soaked through, she said in accented English, her severity softening slightly. Come. Bath first, then food. I followed her in a daze through marble hallways and up a sweeping staircase to a guest room that was bigger than my entire apartment. Mr. Kong says you stay here tonight. We'll bring clothes. I need to go home. Not safe. Mrs. Lim's expression was kind but firm. You bathe. I bring soup. She left before I could argue. I stood in the center of this absurd luxury. King bed with silk sheets, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the forest, an ensuite bathroom with a soaking tub, and finally let myself shake. What the hell had I gotten into? The bath helped. So did the soup, some kind of Korean beef broth that warmed me from the inside out. Mrs. Lim had left clothes, expensive loungewear that fit perfectly. How did they know my size? I was braiding my damp hair when the knock came. Come in. Hyun-woo entered, and I forgot to breathe. He'd showered too. Changed into black slacks and a thin black sweater that hugged his frame. His hair was still damp, swept back from his face, revealing the full impact of his features. He was devastating. How are you feeling? He asked. Like I'm in a nightmare. Fair. He moved to the window, hands in his pockets, staring out at the dark forest. I owe you an explanation. You think? His lips twitched. Almost a smile. You really don't know who I am. Should I? Most people in Portland's underground circles know the name Kong. He turned to face me. My family controls most of the Korean and Asian business interests on the West Coast. Legitimate and otherwise. Otherwise meaning crime. Meaning power. His eyes were unreadable. I have enemies. Rival families, business competitors, people who'd love to see me dead. That car going into the river tonight? Wasn't an accident. My stomach dropped. They tried to kill you. Yes. And I saved you. Yes. So now they'll come after me. If they know about you, yes. He crossed the room, stopping a few feet away. Close enough that I could smell his cologne, cedar and something darker. Which is why you'll stay here until I've handled it. For how long? A few days. Maybe a week. I have a job. A life. Which won't matter if you're dead. The bluntness of it hit me like a slap. He wasn't trying to scare me. He was stating facts. I sank onto the edge of the bed. This is insane. I know. His voice softened. And I'm sorry you were pulled into this. But Camila. He crouched in front of me, bringing us eye level. You saved my life tonight. No one's done that in a very long time. I won't let anything happen to you because of it. I give you my word. Up close, his eyes weren't just dark, they were depthless. Old eyes in a young face. Eyes that had seen terrible things. Why were you in the river? I asked quietly. Something shuddered in his expression. That's a longer story. We seem to have time. For a long moment, he just looked at me. Then he stood, creating distance again. Get some rest. Tomorrow, we'll talk more. He was at the door when I called out, Hyun-woo. He paused, hand on the doorframe. Thank you. For the soup. And, for being honest. He glanced back, and this time, his smile was real. Small, but real. Good night, Camila. When he left, I realized my heart was racing for an entirely different reason than fear. I woke to sunlight streaming through unfamiliar windows and the smell of coffee. For a moment, I forgot where I was. Then it all crashed back, the river, the gunshots, the impossibly beautiful Mafia boss who'd turned my life upside down. I found clothes laid out, designer jeans that fit perfectly, a soft cashmere sweater, even undergarments which should have been creepy but somehow wasn't, just efficient. Downstairs, I followed voices to a massive dining room. Hyun-woo sat at the head of a long table, 3 men with him, Min-jun from last night, plus 2 older men in expensive suits. They were speaking Korean, but stopped when I entered. All four men stood. The gesture was so automatic, so old-fashioned, it startled me. Camila. Come, eat. Hyunwoo gestured to the seat on his right. The table was laden with both Korean dishes and American breakfast foods. My stomach growled audibly. We'll continue this later, Hyunwoo said to the men in English. A dismissal. They bowed slightly and left, though Minjun shot me a curious look first. You didn't have to send them away, I said, loading my plate with scrambled eggs and what looked like kimchi pancakes. They were done. He sipped his coffee, watching me. You slept well? Surprisingly, yes. I took a bite of the pancake and nearly moaned. Oh my God. Mrs. Lim is an excellent cook. This is incredible. I took another bite, then caught him staring. What? You're not what I expected. What did you expect? Fear. Demands to leave. Possibly hysterics. I set down my fork. I was terrified last night. I still am. But I'm also a trauma nurse. I'm trained to stay calm in emergencies. And you said I'd be safe here, and for some insane reason, I believe you. You should. I don't break my word. Even if you're a criminal. Especially because I'm a criminal. My word is all I have in my world. The casual admission should have scared me. Instead, I found it honest. Refreshing, even. So what happens now? I asked. He set down his coffee. My people are tracking down who orchestrated last night's attack. Once I know who's responsible, I'll handle it. In the meantime, you stay here. I've already called your hospital, told them you're dealing with a family emergency and will be out for a week. You what? I had my secretary call. Very official. They were understanding. You can't just. I can, and I did. He leaned forward. Camila, someone tried to kill me last night. They failed because of you. Do you understand what that means? You're either a threat they need to eliminate, or a leverage point against me. Either way, you're in danger. The weight of it settled over me. So I'm a prisoner. You're a guest. A protected one. What's the difference? Prisoners don't get to say no. To what? His eyes held mine. To anything I ask. The air between us suddenly felt charged. Dangerous. I looked away first. I need to call my roommate again. And my dad, he's in Atlanta, but he worries. You can make supervised calls. No location details. Supervised. I'll be in the room. For your safety. You mean to control what I say? Both. He didn't even pretend otherwise. I should have been angry. I was angry. But there was something almost protective in his honesty. Like he was dangerous, yes, but not to me. Fine, I said. But I need my own clothes. My things. Give me your address. I'll send someone. Send me. With guards if you want. Too risky. Then we're at an impasse. We stared at each other across the table. A battle of wills. Finally, he smiled. You really don't back down, do you? Would you? No. He stood. Come with me. I want to show you something. He led me through the house to a wing I hadn't seen, more glass walls, overlooking an indoor pool and, beyond it, a massive library. You can go anywhere in the house, Hyunwoo said. The library, the pool, the gym, the theater room. Whatever you need. The only rule is you don't leave the property without me. This is a very pretty cage. It's temporary. You keep saying that. He turned to face me, and we were suddenly very close in the narrow hallway. I know you don't trust me. You'd be stupid to. But I meant what I said, I'll keep you safe. Even if you hate me for it. I don't hate you. You should. Why? His jaw tightened. Because people close to me get hurt. It's a pattern. Then why keep me here? Because the alternative is worse. His hand came up, hovering near my cheek but not quite touching. And because when I woke up last night and saw your face, I made a choice. What choice? To be selfish. Before I could ask what that meant, his phone buzzed. He stepped back, the moment broken, and answered in clipped Korean. His expression darkened. What is it? I asked when he hung up. They found your roommate's car. Someone slashed the tires and left a message. My blood went cold. What message? We know about the girl. His eyes met mine. I'm sorry, Camila. But you can't leave now. Not until this is finished. 3 days passed. 3 surreal, impossible days. Tasha was moved to a safe house. She thought it was witness protection. Long story involving Hyunwoo's FBI contacts. My apartment was under surveillance. And I was trapped in a mansion with the most confusing man I'd ever met. Hyunwoo was contradictory. Cold and commanding with his men, but patient with Mrs. Lim when she scolded him for skipping meals. Ruthless in business calls. I overheard him threatening someone's family in Korean, but gentle when he found me crying in the library after talking to my worried father. He'd sat beside me, silent, and handed me his pocket square. He thinks I'm at a medical conference, I'd sniffled. I hate lying to him. It's keeping him safe. Does it ever bother you? The lying? Every day. The honesty had surprised me. Now it was night 4, and I couldn't sleep. I wandered down to the pool, thinking I'd be alone. Instead, I found Hyunwoo's swimming laps, his body cutting through the water with efficient grace. I should have left. Instead, I sat on the edge, dangling my feet in the water. He surfaced at the shallow end, slicking his hair back. Can't sleep? Too much on my mind. He swam closer, stopping a few feet away. The pool lights cast blue shadows across his face, highlighting the sharp angles. Droplets clung to his skin. He was shirtless. Of course he was. And every inch of him was sculpted muscle and... I looked away quickly. You can swim, he said. If you want. I don't have a suit. There are dozens in the pool house. Mrs. Lim stocks everything. Of course she does. He smiled at my dry tone. You're adapting well. Am I? Because I feel like I'm losing my mind. Why? Because this, I gestured around us, isn't real. This mansion, this life, you. It's like I fell into someone else's story. And what's your story, Camila? The question was quiet. Genuine. I met his eyes. Boring. Daughter of a mechanic and a teacher. Scholarship kid. Worked 3 jobs to get through nursing school. My biggest rebellion was getting my nose pierced sophomore year. That's not boring. That's admirable. It's normal. Normal is underrated. He moved closer, arms folded on the pool edge near my feet. Tell me more. Why? Because I want to know who you are. The intensity in his gaze made my breath catch. What do you want to know? Everything. Why nursing? My mom died when I was 12. Cancer. The nurses at the hospice were so kind to her, to us. I wanted to be that for other people. His expression softened. I'm sorry. About your mother. It was a long time ago. I kicked my feet gently, watching the ripples. What about you? Why, this? I gestured vaguely. Family business. My father built this empire. When he died, I inherited it. Both the legal and illegal parts. Did you want it? No one had ever asked him that. I could see it in the way he stilled. No, he said finally. I wanted to be a musician. Piano. You're joking. I don't joke about music. He pulled himself out of the water in one smooth motion, sitting beside me. Water dripped from his body onto the tile. I went to Juilliard for a year. What happened? My father was killed. And I had a choice, let the family fall apart or take control. He stared at the water. So I came home. Put away the music. Became what I needed to be. Do you ever play anymore? Sometimes. Late at night, when I can't sleep. Will you play for me? He looked at me, surprised. You want to hear? Very much. For a long moment, he just studied my face. Then he stood, offering his hand. Come. The music room was on the 3rd floor, soundproofed, he explained, so he wouldn't wake the household. A Steinway grand piano sat in the center, sleek and black and clearly loved. Hyun-woo sat at the bench, still shirtless, still damp. He gestured for me to sit beside him. I did, hyper-aware of his nearness. The heat of his skin. The scent of chlorine and that cedar cologne. Any requests, he asked. Something that makes you feel. His fingers touched the keys. And the world fell away. I didn't recognize the piece, something classical, complex, and achingly beautiful. His hands moved with absolute confidence, coaxing emotion from the instrument that made my chest tight. I watched his face. Eyes closed. Lost in the music. This was the real him, I realized. Not the mafia boss or the killer or the businessman. This. When the last note faded, silence filled the room. That was beautiful, I whispered. He opened his eyes, turning to me. We were so close our shoulders touched. I haven't played for anyone in 5 years, he said quietly. Why me? Because you asked. And because. He lifted his hand, fingertips finally touching my cheek like he'd wanted to days ago. Because you make me want to be the person I was before all of this. My heart hammered. Hyun-woo. Tell me to stop, he murmured, leaning closer. Tell me this is wrong. It is wrong. Then why aren't you moving? Because I don't want to. His lips met mine. The kiss was soft at first. Questioning. But when I responded, when my hand came up to his damp chest, it deepened into something desperate. He pulled me closer, one hand tangling in my braids, the other spanning my waist. I'd never been kissed like this. Like I was air and he was drowning all over again. When we broke apart, both breathing hard, his forehead rested against mine. I shouldn't want you, he said roughly. You're good. Pure. Everything I'm not. I'm not that good. Yes, you are. He pulled back, dark eyes searching mine. And I'm selfish enough not to care. I want you, Camila. Tell me I'm not alone in this. You're not, I whispered. God help me, you're not. He kissed me again, and this time, neither of us held back. Hold up. Do you think Camila should trust Hyun-woo? Is she falling too fast for a dangerous man, or is this true love? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Team run away or team stay with him? Let me know. And if you're loving this forbidden romance, hit that like button. Now back to the story, because things are about to get dangerous. I woke in my own bed. Hyun-woo had been a gentleman, walking me to my room despite the heat between us. But everything had changed. At breakfast, his eyes tracked me differently. Hungrier. When he handed me coffee, his fingers lingered on mine. Min-jun noticed. He hid a smile. Mrs. Lim noticed. She frowned disapprovingly but said nothing. I didn't care. For the first time in days, I felt alive instead of afraid. We have a development, Hyun-woo said, setting down his phone. The family responsible for the attack, they've requested a meeting. Tonight. Is that good? It means they're willing to negotiate rather than escalate. And it means. He hesitated. I can likely resolve this without more bloodshed. And then what? Our eyes met. The unspoken question hung between us. What happens to us when I'm no longer in danger? Then you can go home, he said carefully. If that's what you want. Is it what you want? What I want is irrelevant. That's not an answer. He stood, crossing to where I sat. His hand cupped my chin, tilting my face up. What I want, Camila, is to keep you here. Lock the doors. Make you mine in every way that matters. But you deserve more than this life. Than me. What if I don't want more? What if I want this? You don't know what you're saying. Stop telling me what I know. I stood, facing him. I'm not a child. I'm not naive. I know what you are, what you do. And I'm still standing here. His jaw clenched. For now. But eventually, you'll see too much. You'll realize the truth. What truth? That I'm not the man at the piano. I'm the man who kills people who cross him. Who's destroyed families. Who has more blood on his hands than you could imagine. Are you trying to scare me away? I'm trying to give you an out before it's too late. What if I don't want an out? I stepped closer. What if I'm already in too deep? Camila. His voice was pained. Do you want me or not? More than I've wanted anything in my life. Then stop pushing me away. He grabbed my wrist, pulling me against him. You need to understand what you're agreeing to. I'm not a good man. I won't become one. This world is dark and violent, Anne. I saved your life, I interrupted. That means something to me. You mean something to me. And I'm not running. You should. But I won't. We stared at each other, the air crackling between us. Then his mouth was on mine, fierce and claiming. His hands gripped my hips, lifting me onto the table. I wrapped my legs around him, and this kiss was nothing like the gentle exploration of last night. This was possession. Desperation. If you stay, he said against my lips, you're mine. Do you understand? I won't share. I won't be casual. You'll be mine. Yes, I gasped. Say it. I'm yours. He groaned, kissing down my neck. This is a mistake. Then we'll make it together. The meeting was set for midnight at a neutral location, some warehouse in industrial Portland. You'll stay here, Hyun-woo told me as he prepared to leave. He was in all black, a gun visible at his hip. Back in Mafia boss mode. Be careful. He cupped my face. I will. Minjun and 2 others will stay with you. Don't leave the house. I won't. He kissed me once, hard and possessive. When I come back, we're finishing what we started. Heat flooded through me. Promise? Promise. I watched from the window as his motorcade left, anxiety twisting my stomach. He'll be fine, Minjun said behind me. Boss is smart. Careful. How long have you worked for him? 5 years. He saved my life when I was 17, got me out of a bad situation in Seoul. I owe him everything. He seems to inspire that loyalty. Because he protects his people. Always. Minjun smiled. He's different with you. Lighter. I've never seen him like this. Like what? Happy. Before I could respond, the lights went out. Get down. Minjun shoved me to the floor as gunfire erupted. Glass shattered. Men were shouting. More gunshots. Stay here. Minjun ran toward the noise. But I couldn't just hide. I crawled toward the hallway, my nurse's instinct overriding my fear. If people were hurt, I could help. That's when I saw her. A woman in tactical gear, gun raised, stepping over a body in the hallway. One of Hyun-woo's guards. Her eyes met mine. There you are, she said in accented English. Korean. The little nurse who ruined everything. She raised her gun. I closed my eyes. A gunshot cracked. But it wasn't me who fell. The woman dropped, blood blooming across her chest. Behind her stood Mrs. Lim, holding a shotgun with practiced ease. Stupid girl, I said, stay down, she scolded, helping me up. Come. Safe room. Now. She pulled me through the chaos to a hidden panel, her small frame surprisingly strong. We tumbled into a steel-reinforced room, a panic room. Mr. Kong will be very upset, Mrs. Lim muttered, locking the door. I told him the security needed upgrading. You just killed someone. Not my first time, child. You think I'm just a housekeeper? She pulled out her phone. I'm calling him. Through the phone, I could hear Hyunwoo's roar of rage. Then the line went dead. What's happening? I whispered. Mrs. Lim's expression was grim. The meeting was a trap. To get him away from you. This is an orchestrated attack. By who? We're about to find out. 20 minutes later, the sounds of fighting stopped. The safe room door opened. Hyunwoo stood there, covered in blood, not his own, I'd learn, his eyes wild until they found me. Camila. I ran to him. He caught me, holding so tight I couldn't breathe. Are you hurt? His hands frantically checked me over. No. Mrs. Lim saved me. He looked at the older woman over my head, and something passed between them. Gratitude. Understanding. Who was it? Mrs. Lim asked. The Young family. They hired the hit on me to take over our territory. When that failed, they went after her. His arms tightened around me. They're dealt with. Dealt with meant dead. I knew that. And I should have been horrified. But all I felt was relief that he was alive. It's over, he said into my hair. You're safe now. It's over. The aftermath was brutal. 5 of Hyunwoo's men were injured. 2 dead. The Young family's leadership was eliminated. I didn't ask for details. And I was free to go. The threats neutralized, Hyunwoo told me the next morning. We sat in his office, the space between us feeling vast. I'll have you taken home today. Back to your life. Just like that? Isn't that what you want? You know it's not. He stood, walking to the window. Last night, you saw what my world really is. Violence. Death. That will never change. I know. So why are you still here? I stood too, moving to him. Because violence and death are part of my world too. I'm a trauma nurse, remember? I see the worst of humanity every shift. But I also see people fighting to survive. To protect what they love. I touched his arm. You're not a monster, Hyunwoo. You're a man doing what he has to do. You deserve better. Stop deciding what I deserve. I'm choosing this. Choosing you. He turned, eyes burning into mine. If you stay, there's no going back. You'll be a target. Always. Anyone who wants to hurt me will come after you. Then teach me to protect myself. Camila. I'm not leaving you. So either send me away and spend the rest of your life wondering, what if, or accept that I'm staying. You're the most stubborn woman I've ever met. And you're the most infuriating man. We're perfect for each other. His laugh was surprised. Real. You really mean this. Every word. He crossed the distance between us, hands framing my face. I don't know how to do this. A normal relationship. I'll fail you. Then we'll figure it out together. I have enemies. Rules. Expectations. I don't care. My family in Korea will have opinions about me being with a black woman. Do you care about that? Not even a little. You're mine. I don't give a damn what anyone thinks. I smiled. Then we're good. He kissed me then, and it felt like a promise. A beginning. When we broke apart, he pressed his forehead to mine. I'm going to love you so completely, Camila Johnson, that you'll never doubt you made the right choice. I already don't doubt it. Good. His smile turned wicked. Because I believe I made you a promise last night. About finishing what we started. Heat pooled low in my belly. I believe you did. Come with me. He took my hand and led me upstairs, not to my guest room, but to his master suite. It was masculine and sleek, all dark wood and clean lines, dominated by a massive bed. He locked the door behind us. Last chance to run, he said, leaning against it. I'm not running. Then come here. I crossed to him on shaking legs, not from fear, but anticipation. His hands settled on my waist. I need you to understand something. I've been with women before. But it was always just physical. Meaningless. It's different. It means something. For me too, I whispered. I haven't. Understanding dawned in his eyes. You're a virgin. I nodded, embarrassed. Hey. He tilted my chin up. Don't look away. There's no shame in that. But it means we do this right. Slow. I'll take care of you. I trust you. You humble me. He kissed me softly. We'll go at your pace. If anything feels wrong, you tell me. Okay? Okay. What followed was an education in patience and pleasure. He undressed me slowly, worshipping every inch of revealed skin with kisses and murmured Korean endearments I didn't understand but felt in my soul. When I stood bare before him, I didn't feel exposed. I felt cherished. Beautiful, he breathed. So damn beautiful. I helped him out of his clothes, revealing the full map of scars across his body. Knife wounds. Bullet grazes. Stories written in scar tissue. I kissed each one. Camila. His voice was wrecked. He laid me on the bed, covering my body with his, supporting his weight on his forearms. Still okay? He asked. More than okay. He kissed me deeply as his hand trailed down my body, finding the heat between my legs. I gasped into his mouth as his fingers worked magic, building tension I'd only ever given myself. That's it, he murmured. Let me make you feel good. When I shattered around his fingers, he swallowed my cries with his kiss. We'll do that a few more times before we go further, he said, kissing down my neck. I want you ready for me. He was true to his word. By the time he finally positioned himself between my legs, I was boneless and begging. This might hurt at first, he warned, eyes locked on mine. But I've got you. He entered slowly, carefully, watching my face. There was pressure, a sharp sting, but his fingers found that bundle of nerves again, and pleasure quickly overrode discomfort. Okay, he gritted out, holding perfectly still. Yes. Don't stop. He moved then, slow and deep, murmuring praise in Korean and English. The rhythm built, pleasure spiraling higher. When I came apart this time, he followed, my name a prayer on his lips. Afterward, he held me close, our heartbeats syncing. No going back now, he said into my hair. Good, I whispered. I don't want to go back. Only forward. With me? With you. 6 months later. The Portland Society pages had a field day when Hyun Woo Kang appeared at a charity gala with an unknown black woman on his arm. The Korean business community whispered. His rivals watched and waited. I didn't care. I'd moved into the mansion, our home, he called it now. I still worked at the hospital, he'd tried to argue, but I put my foot down. I needed my own purpose, my own identity beyond the Mafia boss's girlfriend. We compromised. I had a security detail. Min Jun drove me to and from shifts. I carried a panic button. Small prices to pay for the life we were building. His family in Seoul was complicated. His mother disapproved. His younger sister was curious. His uncle, who helped run operations in Korea, was surprisingly supportive. You make him human again, Uncle had said during their video call. That's worth more than approval. I learned to shoot, turned out I had good aim. I learned basic Korean, mostly endearments and swear words. I learned the players in his world, the politics, the unspoken rules. And he learned to let me in. To share the burdens. To be vulnerable. We fought, God, did we fight. His overprotectiveness versus my independence. His secretiveness versus my need for honesty. But we always came back to each other. Marry me, he said one night, 3 months in. We were in bed, tangled together after making love. What? He rolled over, pulling a ring box from the nightstand. Marry me. Be mine in every way that matters. The ring was stunning, a deep blue sapphire surrounded by diamonds. Sapphire for the water where we met, he explained. Camila, you saved my life that night. And you've been saving it every day since. I love you. Marry me. I should have thought about it. Considered the implications. The danger. The complications. Instead, I said, yes. We married quietly a month later. A small ceremony, just his inner circle and my father and Tasha, who'd become unlikely friends with Mrs. Lim. Dad pulled me aside before walking me down the aisle. You sure about this, baby girl? His eyes were worried. This life, it's not what I wanted for you. I know, Dad. But he's what I want. And I'm strong enough for this. You raised me to be. Yeah, he said gruffly. I did. And if he ever hurts you, I don't care how many guns he has. I know. I kissed his cheek. But he won't. He loves me. I can see that. The way he looks at you. Dad shook his head. Like you hung the moon. All right. Let's get you married. The ceremony was in the mansion's garden. When Hyunwoo saw me in my dress, simple white silk, elegant and understated, his eyes grew wet. We said our vows in English and Korean. You are my salvation, he said. My redemption. My everything. And you are my adventure, I replied. My passion. My home. When he kissed me, our people cheered, Korean and American, legal and criminal, all united in this moment. That night, in our room, he made love to me with a tenderness that made me cry. What's wrong? He asked, alarmed. Nothing. Everything's right. For the first time in my life, everything is exactly right. He smiled, kissing my tears. Mrs. Kong. Mr. Kong. I like the sound of that. So do I. The threats didn't stop. His world was still violent. Still dangerous. But we faced it together. I became his greatest weakness and his greatest strength. And he became the man I never knew I needed, dangerous and gentle, ruthless and loving, a beautiful contradiction that was mine alone. The night I saved him from drowning, I thought I was just doing the right thing. I didn't know I was saving myself too. Finding the other half of my soul in the most unexpected place. In the dark eyes of a man who was drowning in more ways than one. And together, we learned to breathe again. Wow. What a journey from that drowning rescue to becoming Mrs. Kong. If you loved Camila and Hyunwoo's story, subscribe and turn on notifications because soon Camila discovers she's pregnant, but someone from Hyunwoo's past returns to destroy everything they've built. You won't want to miss it.